A new era of cooperation. Russian President Vladimir Putin announcing he is willing to mend ties with the U.S. during his State of the Union address. Putin saying, quote, "We are ready for cooperation with the new American administration. It's important to normalize and develop our bilateral ties on an equal and mutually beneficial basis." Here now is General Jack Keane. He is former U.S. Army Vice Chief of Staff and Fox News military analyst. Sir, it's wonderful to have you. There are a lot of people on the right that are terrified of this relationship and this statement and normalizing relations. What's your reaction? Is it good or is it dangerous?
Well, I think overall it's largely good. I mean, I'm actually amazed at the impact the president-elect is having domestically already with something you've discussed earlier on a carrier company. And now in foreign policy and national security, here's an adversarial relationship we've had for a number of years. And he's trying to reach out to President-elect Trump before he actually takes office in his State of the Union message. Quite profound in that sense. Look, we have to certainly work with anybody, work with the Russians to be sure, but we have to approach the Russians very realistically in terms of who they really are, and most importantly, from a position of strength. It's not about conceding to the Russians. It's about recognizing their interest, but also respecting our own and guarding our own interests. And that is the problem I think we've had over these last 8 years. The Obama administration, I think, was quite manipulated by Vladimir Putin through the years, and his aggression has certainly gone unchecked in Georgia before the administration, in Crimea, in the Ukraine, and in Syria, and all the provocations going on in Eastern Europe, the drumbeat of war that's beating there, terrifying the Eastern European countries, and also impacting on NATO. So, all of that has to stop.
Yeah.
That has to stop.
So do you do a better job of getting him to stop by sort of normalizing relations and being, I guess, what you would call friendlier? Because that's what people on both the left and the right rattle off the list of things that he's done, which are without question terrible. And they say, how can Donald Trump possibly talk about doing business or being friendly with this person when he's doing all these other things? What's your reaction?
Well, first of all, yes. The normalized relations has to be based on what? On, one, behavior change by the Russian president, recognizing that this aggression can no longer continue. Secondly, he's going to have to recognize that the United States has interest and our allies have interest in the region, and we are not going to tolerate Russia trying to climb back on the world stage and have an equal relationship with the United States and do that at the expense of our allies in Europe and begin to rip off Eastern European countries, which is quite likely his strategic objective. So this isn't about how we get along in personal relationships and talking to each other. This is about, I think, what the president is setting out to do. One, and that is rebuild the military. That will get Vladimir Putin's attention. Two, reassure our allies that while we want our allies to do more, we're not backing away from them, that we're going to stay solid with them. That'll get Putin's attention. And three, stop your aggressive behavior. Those are the things that are going to make a difference to Putin.
All right, General Jack Keane, you are always fantastic. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. We're out of time.